This is day number 3 of the father-son's truck build. All right, here we are on day 3, and the goal for today is to get this engine ready to come out. Now we still have to unhook the exhaust, we have to unhook the heater hoses, we've got to unhook our power steering, we've got to unhook our fuel system, we're going to pull the air cleaner and the carburetor off, and we're going to put our lift plate on there so that we can use a cherry picker to pull it out. But because this thing is old and rusty, we will be using an awful lot of penetrating oil first. So let's start with that.
I can use it with my fingers. Man, that Panther P must be working.
Yeah.
Do I get both bolts off, Dad?
Yep. What's that thing called?
This?
Alternator. It's alternating current. It's actually giving it direct from the battery. So this is what charges your battery, the alternator. So if your battery keeps going dead and you can't figure out why, throw an alternator in and you can test them. I'll tell you how to do that someday. We don't need to get too wild right now. Okay, we've got the exhaust unhooked, we've got our wiring unhooked, we've got our alternator uninstalled, and now we're at the point where we need to address these heater hoses. We're going to just unhook them from the engine, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to get to it the way that they're routed, and we have to pull the air cleaner on the carburetor off anyway. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to just go ahead and get this air cleaner out of the way, and that way we have access to the heater hoses. So go ahead, Connor, start taking that baby off. Know what's in there now?
No.
It's an air filter. That's what filters the air.
That's what I said.
So it sucks the air in through here, through the filter, and right down into what's that called? Carburetor. All right, so let's go ahead and pull this off. This whole thing will just lift up. It's a little bit heavy, and it might have a hose hook to it. Okay, look how much room we got now. So now let's figure out how these are connected. How are they connected? Which one, Phillips or blade?
Blade.
Blade. So let's get a blade screwdriver and get those coolant hoses off. What's going to be inside of those hoses?
Coolant.
Coolant. So what should we do?
Bucket.
Bucket. About got it. There, look at that. That whole thing's a wiggling. Okay, here she comes. So when it comes off, then we're gonna pick it straight up and down into the bucket. Line it up with the bucket. Kyler, head over there and take control of that. Line it up with the bucket. Hand it to Kyler. We're gonna go right down through here. Ready? Straight to the bucket. Ooh, you juicy scores. Okay. We've got the heater hoses all unhooked. We pulled off, you saw the air cleaner stuff come off. We unhooked the carburetor already. We unhooked the vacuum advance line. And now we're going to put on this lift plate in place of our carburetor. And then these dudes get to crawl underneath and begin the fight with the transmission bolts. Yay! Slow pokes. Okay, where's that wrench that was that size? Let's get that tightened down because that's gonna have to be tight because we're gonna pick up the engine light.
Oh, you pinched my flange.
Get you?
You pinched my flange.
Get you again? That can be jumpy. All right, here we are, the moment of truth. We think that we have everything unhooked. These dudes got so freaking lucky on those transmission bolts. They were super, super easy. It was bull crap. But I guess if it's gonna be the first one, it might as well be an easy one. So now we're at the point where we're ready to start lifting this thing up slowly and start getting it out. So Hayden, why don't you go ahead and start pumping it up very slowly, and we'll see what we run into. And as you're picking it up, you gotta be careful too, because it's gonna kind of pull in and out depending on that angle. Can you feel it pulling in? Okay, see how it's lifting the whole truck? So we need you guys to stand on the truck, on the frame, jump up and down.
Wait, we gotta be at the same time. 1 or 2.
Okay, this bolt's clear. This one's not. Okay, so let's give it a little wiggle. Okay, and we'll pull on it a little, see if we can get that transmission to let go. One more. Come on, baby.
Oh, it's still not clear.
That's okay, buddy. Don't put your finger in there. Watching for stuff that's still connected. Okay, slide that bucket out a little. All right, we are finally at the end of day 3, and as you can see here, the engine is out, finally. Now, I thought that the transmission bolts were gonna be really hard to get off. They weren't, they were totally easy. These guys lucked out, they got it easy on their first one. When we went to pull it out, we didn't really have too many issues. We had a little bit of a binding issue between the transmission, because we left the transmission in, the transmission and the motor mounts. And then the only thing that we forgot to unhook was some of our ignition wires here. No big deal, got it done. This baby is in the air. And so on day 4, what we're gonna do is we're going to get this thing on the engine stand that you saw us build in an earlier episode. And then these dudes right here will have the pleasure of beginning to degrease this thing. They're gonna be using wire brushes and stuff. And then eventually then they'll paint it and they'll detail it. It will be freaking beautiful. So in the meantime, thank you guys very much for watching. If you've got anything to say, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to like, and please click the little bell icon if you decide to subscribe so that you can stay up to date as we progress forward in this series. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See something you ain't seen before. Got a flame job, right on line, right on the floor. Got a built 460 and it's supercharged. 12 inches of lift, large and in charge. Keep my cowboy hat tilted to the side.